Hello again, everyone. I'm Dr. George Simon, and welcome to another edition of the new Character Matters program. The program where we talk about what I consider to be the defining issue of our time, the character crisis that we have been in for some time now, and that affects every aspect of our lives, most especially our most important relationships, our intimate relationships. The crisis we've been in is the main reason relationships don't hold together, why they become so problematic, why they can even become toxic. Now, we human beings, as we are, have always had character-related problems. Character is not an easy thing to develop. It takes time, energy, the right kinds of formative experiences, and it helps to have some innate traits that make the process a little easier. But suffice it to say that we have forgotten the importance of character and how much it takes to forge it, to encourage it, so that we can come to expect it. In today's program, I'm going to be talking once again about narcissism, and especially about a certain type of narcissism and the impact on relationships. It's part of a series that I promised a couple of podcasts ago. Unfortunately, there's a lot of inadequate information, inaccurate information, and simply misinformation abounding these days about narcissism and other character disturbances, which is why there are so many articles that you can access free of charge on my blog at drgeorgesimon.com. That's DRGEORGESIMON.com. But in today's podcast, I want to talk about a particular kind of narcissism, a narcissism that is not only not repulsive, but can be powerfully attractive. It's how you get seduced. Contrary to popular opinion, narcissism is not a one-size-fits-all phenomenon. It's a dimension of personality and character, and it varies as to type and degree. I say that over and over again in my podcast, and I'll probably keep repeating it like a broken record. Not all narcissists are the same. And what I want to talk about today are those who actually have what some people say is impossible. They actually have a fairly high degree of what we call emotional intelligence. That is, they're very astute. They pay attention to matters of the heart. They actually get it. In fact, their sin, as it were, would not be so great if they didn't get it. They understand. Predators, particularly, are extremely astute. They read the emotional signals. They understand the needs of their intended targets. So just being aware of emotional matters and what a person might need, where their wounds are, where their vulnerabilities are, doesn't make a person a decent person. In fact, it can make someone a really astute predator. But I want to talk about a less pathological, but equally harmful type of narcissist. The kind of narcissist that is amiable, likable, is comfortable in most social situations because they have reasonable social skill. They have charm and charisma, and they know how to use both of those things to do one thing that I describe in my book, In Sheep's Clothing, that effectively manipulates you, and that is to seduce. Their aim is not so much to love you, but to win your heart and to get you to think well of them. so that you turn over the most precious thing in the world to them, your heart. But it's your job to know the value of your heart. And these days, you have to be particularly careful about to whom you entrust that precious heart. Because there are a lot of individuals out there, unfortunately, who will gladly take it, but are not necessarily worthy of it, and who will inevitably, at some point, abuse it. But usually you don't find that out until it's too late. And we've long lost the art when someone charms, when someone has all that right charisma to attract. We have lost the art of discerning what characteristics of character, what things in a person's history really indicate to you that it's safe to give your precious heart. Some people know all of the right things to say and all of the right things to do. And some folks are quite amiable in their very manner. Some charmers can charm merely with their gaze as they set eyes upon you, maybe even see something of great value in you. But that doesn't mean that because they recognize value, that they have the character to respect and appreciate and honor and treasure that value. Just because someone has designs on you may show tremendous interest and may have the social facility to win you over doesn't make them good. And I'm going to have a lot more to say about this in the next edition of the new Character Matters. So please stay tuned. This is an important subject. All too many people throughout the years have come to me with a similar story about how things were at the front end of a relationship, only to have their heart torn in a million pieces after the reality of circumstances became known, because the reality of a person's character finally became evident. Once again, thanks for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Dr. George Simon. Take care.